The Angels have a huge decision to make in just a couple of weeks. This team has been notorious for making the wrong decisions over the last, I'll say, 10 years. Bad decision after bad decision. I don't know if there's a single culprit to all of this, but one main constant has been Artie Moreno, and Angels fans could tell you all about Artie Moreno, how they want him gone, how he is single-handedly kind of burning this Angels franchise into the ground. And he was going to sell a team literally this offseason, and then he backed out. I mean, this guy's moving different, I will tell you that much. The main focus of this video is not just about Artie Moreno and Perry Minasian. Like, they're going to have a very tough decision to make, no doubt about it. And I know which one they should make, but I don't think they will make. With that being said, Shohei Ohtani is going to be the talk of the baseball world. I mean, he already is the face of MLB. This guy is talked about every day, everywhere, rightfully so. I mean, Shohei Ohtani is doing things we have never seen. Honestly, we may never see it again. Like, do not take what you are seeing for granted. This guy is hitting 30 home runs, pitching with a 3.3 ERA, striking out 132 guys, 1,000 OPS. What more can I say? He's unreal. Yeah, we may never see this ever again from another player, and Shohei Ohtani is just one of a kind. He's a unicorn, as they call him. Unicorn Shohei Ohtani is. And I don't see Shohei Ohtani re-signing with the Angels. I don't think the Angels, in their right mind, can afford to not trade him this deadline. You have to trade him. I mean, they really should have done it last deadline or this offseason. They didn't. Problem with the Angels is all of these years, they do not commit to a rebuild. They do not commit to a retool, a rebuild. They're one of those teams that is just stuck in mediocrity, and that's where they seem to be content, stuck with mediocrity. And if you're stuck with mediocrity, that is not a good place to be. You want to be either really good or you want to be really bad. And the Angels have always just been very mediocre for the past 10 years, and that's why they've been out of the playoffs for 8 straight years, and they're going to miss the playoffs again for a 9th straight season. I'm here to tell you this team is a 500 team. Their current record is 45-44. They are 3rd in the American League West, 6.5 games behind the Texas Rangers, but they are 3.5 games out of the wild card of the American League, a playoff spot that they held only 2 weeks ago. They were in the playoffs in the wild card spot 2 weeks ago. They are now out of it by 3.5 games. They're 3-7 in the last 10. They're free falling, and they need to sell at the deadline. This team is not going to make the playoffs. Oh, by the way, Mike Trout's going to be out for 2 months. And by the way, Anthony Rendon is also again back on the IL. Act surprised. This team is a mess. They need to get younger. They need to acquire what they can at the deadline. I don't know how much it's going to be. Get somebody back. Get a top prospect back that you know this guy's going to, it's not for sure he's going to bank, but that you know this kid is going to be, you know, a major league talent, you know, an all-star level talent for the Angels. They need youth. They need youth. You know, you see guys like Mickey Moniak performing for them, Reed Detmers, Zach Neto, some of these young guys. Mike Trout has 10 more years on his contract. It seems to me like they have kind of wasted his prime away. It seems like Mike Trout is sort of on the decline, and that sucks to say. Like, you know, growing up with Mike Trout, I never thought I'd say Mike Trout's declining as a player. I thought this guy would just be the best, and not taking anything away from Mike Trout. He's great at what he does. He's a future Hall of Famer, but I think he is on the decline. His numbers have been down this year, all things considered, but they have been down. They really wasted Mike Trout's prime years. They got nothing out of Ohtani, not a single playoff game out of Shohei Ohtani. He's been there since 2018. The Angels need to sell Shohei Ohtani for whatever they can get. Get a top prospect back. Get a couple of pieces back. Move on. Just rip the Band-Aid off. Move on. It'll benefit the Angels much more. Holding on to this praying, dying hope that they could somehow sneak into the playoffs for a 3-game series just to ultimately probably get swept, just like they did in 2014. So it is in their best interest to sell Shohei Ohtani. Harping back to their record, went 15-14 in April, 15-13 in May, 14-13 in June. They're now 1-4 in July. So like I said, this team has just barely been treading water. They need to sell. They're not a playoff team. They're not a contending team. They need to sell. I know they want to milk every last dollar out of Ohtani, but they need to sell. If this team is serious about winning, they need to sell. Their upcoming schedule is brutal. Now, will they trade Shohei Ohtani? I don't think they will. I honestly hope they do, you know, for their sake, for baseball's sake. Like, it'll be such a huge story if he gets traded to wherever he gets traded. And for the Angels' sake, and Shohei Ohtani on a contending team down the stretch in this playoff push, I mean, sign me up. That'll be must-watch TV wherever he goes. I mean, he's going to be must-watch anywhere. And how about the Dodgers? I don't think the Dodgers do it. They have a lot more they need to go after besides Shohei Ohtani. You can fill a couple of spots. They need a starting pitcher. He's one. They need another bat, probably a right-handed bat, but they need another bat. And Shohei Ohtani in the middle of that lineup, wow. I mean, so Shohei Ohtani definitely could be a big piece for the Dodgers and kill two birds with one stone. I mean, why not have at it? You guys let me know. What do you think the Angels are going to do? What do you think the Angels should do? Is Shohei Ohtani going to be an Angel on August 2nd? I mean, I don't think they will. I've expressed it since forever. The Angels are just milking his revenue at this point. I don't think they're serious about making the playoffs. Of course they want to. Very dysfunctional in Anaheim. So we shall see how this video ages in just a couple of weeks' time. With that being said, I'm going to sign off. I appreciate everybody tuning in. I'll talk to you guys again next time. Later.